Well, hello. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why email marketing can be very effective for your HVAC business and why you should be focused on it. I'm going to give you open rates, statistics, expectations, and one of my number one takeaways here is why you should not allow AI to be writing your marketing emails, and I'm going to tell you why. Hi, my name is Jonathan Adams, and I'm a mechanical engineer turned marketer. I work with HVAC business owners by helping them. And what I do for them, I do their email marketing for them. But for you, interested in doing it yourself, I'm going to give you some key points here that you're really going to like. Okay, what can we cover here? Number one, my key point takeaway that I want you to understand from this video is this, that email is a very special medium. They can't take it from you. You can end up in fake book jail, or they can deplatform you on these other platforms, but if you have a list of email addresses or physical mail addresses or phone numbers, that's yours. You get to keep that. The money's in the list. No one can take that from you. That's my number one selling point on email. It's been around for a while. It's tried, it's true, it's tested. Okay? Now the open rates aren't what they were 20, 30 years ago, but they're still very effective. And from a financial standpoint, they're very effective. We'll look at that in the statistics at the end of this video. Okay, some basics. If you want to get started with email marketing, you need a way to actually collect your email addresses. Now, you can do that several different ways. You can do that through lead generation forms on your website. You can do that through buying a list, which sometimes is not recommended. You can do that through working with your customers and simply asking for their email address. You can do that by emailing them back invoices or receipts. All that is possible. Now, the number one thing that you need to understand is there is some legalities in just doing marketing emails to an email subscriber who has not necessarily subscribed to your marketing messages. That's why when you go and you purchase something online, they will actually ask you up front, would you like to receive these marketing emails? You'll say no, but they send them to you anyway. So you need to be kind of like they are, okay? You need to ask your clients, your customers, would they like to subscribe to your email list? Or would they like to receive marketing messages? Or you could simply go ahead and send them marketing messages, but make sure that you have an unsubscribe button on every single email that you send them that's a marketing message. So be sure that you take care of that and you follow the law. If you need help with that, you can call me, you can do some research, that information's out there. There's special provisions on that based on US versus Europe. You'll learn that as you go along, okay? Now, if you start emailing, you need to email consistently, okay? This is one of the reasons you're doing this is to build a relationship with your customers. It's customer retention. It also serves as, if I build a relationship with my customer well enough and strong enough, they're going to recommend me as well through a referral program, which, you should have structured. But the main thing is customer retention. I have this collection of customers I have. They are mine. They're going to stay with me because they hear from me consistently. So what does it take to build a relationship? How much communication does that require? Well, would you only speak to your wife once a month and expect her to still be married to you? Probably not. I would argue that you probably need to be communicating with your customers at least twice a week. But if you do it just once a week, that's preferable than probably what you're doing it now. Now, for you as an HVAC business owner, that's perfectly respectable. I would expect you to be communicating with your clients at least once a week. You have enough things to say, and you're important enough to do that. And if you don't believe that, just consider this. You are servicing the number one piece of equipment in their home that provides them comfort. It provides their family comfort, their loved ones comfort, their dogs comfort. If it doesn't work, they're very unhappy and uncomfortable. On top of that, that piece of equipment that you service is the number one consumption of electricity or energy usage in their home, probably in their life. So you're doing a very important job. Them hearing from you consistently throughout the year should be an expectation, not an exception. So don't doubt yourself here that you are not invited or that you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this simply because of the service that you provide and the equipment that you're providing it for. Okay, now another thing I always tell people, it's very tempting to sign up for an email service provider, say MailChimp, ConvertKit, what have you, where they do mass marketing emails, and you're going to see all these beautiful templates with HTML, and they look just gorgeous, borders, outlines, pictures, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Don't be tempted into using those. Use the least pretty thing you can find, I would say. Your emails need to be structured to where they're actually worth reading, not just worth looking at. Be sure that they are not beautiful because of the pictures, but beautiful because of the information they provide, which means you may have to get a little creative here. And if you don't have time for that, you may need to hire someone. But they should have a reason to open your email. If you're like me and you receive one of those big, giant promotional HTML emails, it takes forever to load. You're not really interested in it. It doesn't really say anything. It just looks good. And they may have an offer on there and you click off of it. However, let's compare that to something that's a little bit different. Let's say you received an email consistently from someone that had a wonderful story to pull you in. It had an actual helpful hint that was free, that the user, the end reader, could actually utilize. It could save them money and time. Now you start getting a little bit of a different animal. So I'll just tell you what my formula is when I send out emails for my clients is this. I typically have 4 parts to every email newsletter I send. The first one, I start off with a entertaining story, because we love to be entertained more than we love to be educated. If you don't believe that, go to the movie theater and look at the line there versus the line at the museum. Look at the Netflix subscription versus the subscription to the public library. We love to be entertained. So entertain them with a wonderful story. That way they actually anticipate and want to open the email. The next thing I always do is provide them with a helpful hint that they can use around the home, something actual will save them time, save them money. So now I give them not only an entertainment, but an actual payoff. They actually get paid off to read it. Then I have a call to action for the client. So get your coils cleaned, whatever it is, so that you can actually bring in some more recurring revenue throughout the year that's not the busy season. And then also at the end, some HVAC or energy saving tip, which once again will save the end reader money if they will follow those directions. So you need to be like that. You don't have to follow that format, but follow something similar. Give the reader, your client, your customer, a reason to open it. Make it worth their time. Their time is valuable too, and so is their inbox space. So don't waste it, okay? Now, here's the other thing and the other caveat I want to give you, and I think I mentioned it at the front of this video. Stop letting AI write your emails. No one wants that garbage. I'll prove it to you. When's the last time you did a browser search on Google or Bing or any of these other ones, and you looked for something very specific, and they brought you back up this AI response, which wasn't what you wanted, which didn't answer your question, and then below that they have the same 5 or 6 article sites, Medium, Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, and none of that answers your question either. But you knew that there was some site out there because you'd seen it before 3 years ago that actually had the answer you're looking for. Now you can't find it. And then if you've ever seen blog posts that are written by AI, they're just void of anything worth of value, very vapid. I'll give you a story here. I may have said this on another video as well. I did an experiment one time. I have a local AI on a computer that's here, that's not on the internet, not connected to the internet, and I let it write 192 articles, and I posted them on the internet. Google would not rank them. They were well written, but they don't have that human element. AI can't replace that, at least not yet. So stop letting AI write your emails or your communications with your customers. It needs to be personal. You still need to write. Now, AI is great for giving outlines, ideas, wonderful. You want to do that? Fine. But don't let it write the end emails. You need to be doing that yourself, okay? Now, there's one last thing I promised you, and that was some statistics, some reasons, things that you can expect when doing email marketing. So let's look at some statistics. Number one, at the end of 2025, there's expected to be 5.6 billion active email users in the world, okay? Now that's more than any other platform that exists. Now that doesn't really matter so much to you because you're going for a limited geographic area. I understand that, but still, it just kind of speaks to the power of email. The other statistics you're going to want to know, 99% of email users check their email every day. The average return on investment for email marketing is, these statistics vary. I've seen anywhere from $1 spend, $36 returned, to $1 spend, $42 returned. Either way, that's still a great multiple, and that's one of the best multiples you can get. Another statistic for you, if you actually use a personalized subject line, which is easy to do most of the time, you can actually boost open rates by 26% from what they would normally be. You can, conversion rates are stated to be somewhere around 6.05%. Click-through rates, or actually I should say open rates, you actually send the email and the percentage of people that actually open it average across all industries and all demographics are somewhere around 21.56%. Now, you being specific to your customer, you being known to your customer, you actually offering emails of value, I expect you're going to be able to get higher than that. I expect you to be north of 30%, approaching 40 if you're lucky. Somewhere probably around 35, 33 to 35 is what I would expect. But those are just some quick statistics for you to digest. Now, there's one last caveat I want to mention before I get off this video, and I want you to be aware of this. And that is that no matter what provider you go with, or if you hire someone such as myself, or you hire anyone else, or if you do it yourself with MailChimp, however you want to look at it, you need to make sure that you back up your list. That is your list. Now there has been I've heard of some platforms not allowing you to actually pull that list down and download it onto your personal hard drives or computers, and that's not right. So if you go with a service provider and you go to back up your list week 1, you should back it up every week, and you can't get it off there, you need to immediately switch and go to someone else before you get too deep with that provider. One of the things I always do with my clients is it's spelled out in the contract. That's your list. You have access to all the passwords, account information, everything else. That's yours anytime you ask for it, and you can see inside the machine anytime. That's not mine, that's yours. That's your business, that's your people, okay? So that's just some helpful hints. Now, if you've liked anything that you've seen here, you want more information, please feel free to go down in the description below this video. There's some links to my website. You can schedule a call with me at any time, and I'll be happy to help you in any way that I can. So good luck out there. Go forth and do.